I tell you what, it is a good day to hate FCA. We've got a 2017 Dodge Journey here, and I just want to. Everybody knows about the whole battery ordeal. This is the battery inside of the wheel well on the left side of the vehicle. Kind of a pain to get to. This little tiny ding in the bumper. You can't even see it from across a parking lot. That bent in this battery tray, I've bent it out a little bit now. That locked in this battery, or the old one rather. I've already got it replaced. I had to bend it out, got the new one in. That locked the battery in place. And I don't know if you can see that little dent right there. It actually damaged the old battery slightly. It was still, I don't think that this is what necessarily caused the battery to fail. It might have contributed to it, but it's not crazy. But that's just from a tiny little, not even a fender bender, hardly. If it had been even slightly worse, and I'm sure this has happened to some people, but you could just get a little parking lot accident, could trash your battery, stop you from easily replacing it. It could disable your vehicle from zero damage to the powertrain, zero damage to the cooling system, anything like that. Just having the bumper pushed in just a few inches. That's something that a lot of cars are designed, oh, the worst thing you bust when that happens is your washer fluid reservoir. It's really common for that to go in somewhere about this area. No, on this Dodge Journey, you could wind up with a battery acid spill, your old battery locked in there until you get the tools to bend it all out and be able to replace it. And could just, I mean, that could stop you from going anywhere just because of a tiny little bump. So if you've got one of these, be careful in the parking lots and make sure everybody else is too. So that's it. If there's good videos on how to replace this, but just briefly, in case you came here looking for that, there's a this splash shield just comes off with all these little plastic clips. No big deal if you have one of these. This is a tool specifically to remove those clips. It's like $10 at Harbor Freight. They've got it at other places too. There's other styles too that do these clips as well. A lot easier than using a screwdriver. Get those out. There's a couple up top, a couple in the bottom, and a couple on the side there. Not too big of a deal to get that out of the way. Of course, take the wheel off. That'll give you some more room. 13 millimeter nut here. 10 millimeter if these are stock. These will be 10 millimeter nuts on the terminals. One's right on the side there. And the one back here is actually facing diagonally upwards towards the almost towards the cabin. This electrical connector, this gray clip slides back, and then you can push down, remove it like normal. And then, if it hasn't been in the mildest automobile accident in history and locked the battery terminal in here, or locked the battery in its tray, then you can this will slide down and out. This will slide up. Terminals, just stow them up a little bit somewhere, hook them on something, and then just wiggle the battery out. It's as far as battery replacements go, it's not too bad, especially compared to some of the trunk, depending on what the customer's got sitting in their trunk. It's not so bad from a work perspective, but from a potential to have things severely complicated by the mildest accident. A lot of people wouldn't even call their insurance company over something like this. They drive off and then find out later, oh, their battery's leaking, and all this stuff is happening, and they didn't even think anything about it. But that's it. Y'all have a good one.